The actions you do define the man you are. But today, we live in a world that's no longer a man's world. The way society is set up, the way most men live their lives, pulls them in the opposite direction of their masculinity. It's no wonder birth rates are declining, men are struggling with self-esteem, and frankly, just not feeling like real men. But in today's video, I'm going to share with you 6 habits and mindset shifts that will help you embrace your masculine energy. Hi, my name is James, and with Gent Z, I'm on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. Some of the points I will share with you today came out of a group discussion in the Gent Z community. So if you want to join a network of men who talk about these things and raise each other up, you will find the link to join in the description. The first habit to unlock your masculine energy, your vital masculine essence, is to put yourself in danger. One of the biggest differences between the way our ancestors lived and the way we live today is this. They faced death, danger, and violence on an almost constant basis. The modern man still has all the tools he needs in his mind to withstand these challenges. But modern society has completely removed the opportunities to release these natural instincts to protect yourself and your family. So you need to take the initiative to create or simulate these challenges. And the best way to do that is with a sport or a martial art. The first time I unlocked my masculine energy in this way was the first time I took a boxing class. I've since learned that this is not what normally happens in a beginner's boxing lesson, but this is what happened to me, and I'm so glad it did. Normally in a beginner's class, you'll do some drills, a little bag work, maybe hit the instructor's pads at the end. But in my first boxing class, they paired me up with some more experienced boxers, and we did 10 rounds of sparring before I even knew the difference between a jab and a cross. Now those guys went easy on me, I'm sure. They weren't trying to knock me out, but for those 10 rounds, I was on pure fight or flight mode. And I chose to fight. I took a few punches to the face and the gut, but I did pretty well overall, mostly because I was just taller and bigger than the other guys. But this experience put me in contact with danger. Driving home, still dripping in sweat, I remember feeling more alive than I had ever felt before. And it was all because I danced with danger and put myself in a situation where I was totally out of my depth. A gentleman in our Gent Z community shared another, more unusual example in our discussion last week. He told us about his hobby of cave diving. Cave diving is one of the most challenging and potentially dangerous forms of diving, and it presents many hazards. This gentleman described how there is always a slight chance when you enter that cave, you may never get back out, and that feeling of being close with death and danger helps him feel in his masculine energy. It's up to you how much danger you want to put yourself in, and there's no need to do anything that risks death or serious injury, but at the bare minimum, engage in some kind of fighting, training that puts you in touch with your masculine instinct to protect. The next essential habit to unlock your masculine energy is discipline. As a gentleman in our group very wisely said, a masculine mind is an organized mind. On the other hand, chaos is a very feminine state. Discipline needs to be one of the main values in your life if you want to be a masculine man, because it's the foundation on which everything else will be built. As a man, you need to have governance over your mental states and the way you spend your time. At a bare minimum, plan the next day the night before. But the plans you make daily must form part of a wider plan. Discipline is about doing what you said you would do and proving something to yourself every day. As a man, don't be afraid to make things difficult. Include tasks and challenges that will push your boundaries and force you to grow. A woman's life is meant to be easy and soft, but a man's is not. Discipline will be essential to help you achieve the next step in unlocking your masculine energy, which is mastery. To achieve mastery in your chosen domain is one of the noblest and most masculine pursuits of all. A young gentleman in our group told us the first time he felt truly masculine and purposeful is when he enrolled at law school and began to achieve academically. To be one of the best at something instills a sense of pride and purpose that I see as lacking in the lives of many young men. You can choose whatever you want to be excellent at. It can be any profession, any hobby, any skill. What's important to unlock your masculine energy is the dedication and determination to be great at something. And you will need discipline to put in the hours and to keep going when things get difficult. For the most part, talent is overrated. The word talent is an excuse used by people who could never dream of disciplining themselves and bending their will to achieve excellence. Masculine energy has no room for excuses. Instead, it directs its energy toward action. Through slow, deliberate movements, you too will achieve mastery in your chosen domain. The next step to tap into your masculine energy might sound counterintuitive, but it's actually to be around more women. Being around feminine energy makes you feel the difference between your masculinity and her femininity. It's this yin and yang, the opposite ends of a magnet attracting each other. You will feel this most strongly when in a romantic context with a woman, either on a date or spending time with your partner. What makes men and women attracted to each other is this clear difference between masculinity and femininity. A woman craves your masculine essence, and in a romantic context, you notice it more because that's exactly what she's there for. It's you taking the initiative to kiss her, to lead her by the hand. Even something as small as opening the car door for her establishes the difference between her femininity and your masculinity. Yes, some of these little dating rituals are social constructs, but they've evolved from deep, innate desires that both men and women have held since the dawn of time. There's a very primal reason why something as civilized as chivalry needs to exist. Even when society seems to be going in the opposite direction, it's your duty as a masculine man to protect these traditions. I think male brotherhood is very important and we all need our guy time. But I'm prepared to say it's outright dangerous to isolate yourself from women. Even if you're not looking for a relationship right now, even if you're focusing on yourself, still go on a date now and then. Take a girl out and play that traditional masculine role. It's what you're meant to do. And I do think it's a habit and a skill that we need to maintain because as men, one of our purposes is to procreate. And guess what? You need a woman to do that with. So don't be a stranger to feminine energy. Respect it, cherish it, enjoy it by sharing with her your masculine energy. I briefly mentioned there how one of our essential roles as a man is to procreate. Well, another essential role is to provide. I'm sure you've heard this before, but we normally hear it in the context of providing for our family, as in our wife, our children. But if you're a young man like me, it's very possible you don't have your own wife yet, you don't have your own children yet, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't mean you can't provide. To tap into your masculine reserves, I want you to do something good in your family or in your community that serves others. This can be something as simple as getting your grandma's groceries every week if she's too elderly and frail to leave the house. It could be taking your little brother to rugby practice on Saturday morning so that your mom and dad have more time to take care of the home. Or if you're like me and you don't have any family nearby, you can look out for an elderly neighbor or volunteer your time to a local charity. As you share and spread love, you will feel an incredible warmth and strength in your heart. And I do want to use that word, love, because it never gets used in the manosphere. But to love your family, to love your neighbor, love your brother, love your community, is one of the most masculine things you can do. Out of all of the habits in this video, simply dressing like more of a man might sound superficial, but it's really not. Think about a woman. When does she feel most in her feminine energy? Surely it's when she's wearing a beautiful dress, she's got her hair done, her makeup, a nice perfume. Well, the same logic applies to us men. If you want to feel more masculine, you must take pride in your appearance and present yourself in a masculine way. That doesn't mean wearing a suit and tie every day. It means making small changes and getting disciplined about the way you look. Make some small investments in your wardrobe, like upgrading your sneakers to leather dress shoes or boots. Make that extra effort to wear a polo or a button-down shirt instead of a t-shirt. And add the finishing touches of a fresh haircut, a wristwatch, and a cologne. When you dress this way, you will feel more in touch with your masculinity. I know it sounds cheesy, but you will feel more like James Bond. Most importantly, looking good gives you confidence. And you want as much confidence as you can get when putting yourself in danger, when mastering a difficult skill, or spending time with a woman. See the clothes you wear as this extra layer of protection, this suit of armor that helps you be the best version of yourself. Gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed my suggestions and you now have some actionable steps to unlock your masculine energy. I wanted to go deep with this video and help you realize a fulfilling idea of masculinity that will help you through all of life's challenges. This video was not about superficial things like nofap or eating more steak. What I care about instead is unlocking that masculine energy deep in your core, and I hope the steps in this video will help you bring out that deep-rooted, ancient masculine energy into your modern life. If you want to be involved in discussions like this, we meet twice weekly via video call in the Gent Z community, which you can join using the link below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the community very, very soon.